Alright, what is happening, YouTubers? I go by the name of Sucker4Jessica on YouTube, otherwise known as S4J, and it appears that my opponent Jay wants to get smashed in the Ubers match, which is kind of contradictory to the truth because I have the slightest to no clue as to what I'm doing in in Ubers at all. So, for instance, like I led up with my Zekrom because I was afraid that my opponent was going to go ahead and lead up with the Darkrai. I mean, Darkrai is obviously faster. He could get off the Dark Void faster than Zekrom could say Dragon Sneeze or anything like that, you know? So it's like, wow, right off the bat, it's exemplified that I have the slightest clues to what I'm doing. So I'm just going to make that rapid switch out into my Fortress, being that Zekrom does take a lot of damage from Choice Band and Earthquake. And I even know that it was Choice Band until I got switched. I was like, oh, you know something? My Fortress, I know, takes neutral damage from the Earthquake since it is part bug. I can't maybe take. It will definitely be a potential 3-hit kill. I can at least get off my Stealth Rock. Nah, son, I was wrong. Get rushed to the hospital real quick before I get a chance to do anything. So I'm just gonna switch out into my Kyogre now, which I know is maybe potentially faster than his Groudon, being that I am I think I'm timid in this case. No, I'm modest because I want that Water Spout to do a lot of damage. So he's gonna predict the switch, right? He's gonna go into a Kyogre of his own, predicting a water type attack, but I predict that nicely and demolish this thing real quick with a thunder. And if you have a Death Wish, if you understood that joke, anybody who comes to close proximity within any kind of voltage definitely does have a Death Wish. As you see, Kyogre got demolished. That did mad damage. Gonna get rushed to the hospital where the triage nurse is gonna pronounce it dead. So now that he knows his choice specs, being that one thunder from a unboosted Kyogre can't finish off another unboosted Kyogre without a critical hit, right? He's gonna switch into Zekrom, being that Zekrom does quad resist to my lock thunder. So I'm gonna definitely have to switch on to Arceus. Being that I did kind of want to switch on to Palkia and or the Zekrom of my own. First of all, I didn't switch out to Zekrom because of two reasons. Just for the off chance he might want to switch out, might want to switch his moves and go for a Dragon type move as opposed to doing an obvious Electric type move. And or maybe I might get a speed type because I don't even know what kind of Zekrom this is, especially after seeing the Life Orb. The Life Orb might kind of make up for the attack drop that he does have, being hit being potentially jolly as opposed to it being adamant. And or I didn't even want to switch into my Palkia because my Palkia is Choice Scarf, can finish this thing off right away, but at the same time, Zekrom is part Dragon, and for the same reason, it might hit my Palkia for Dragon type moves, which Palkia takes super effective damage from. So I switched into Arceus, burn it real quick to kind of cripple it with the minus 50% attack damage, which doesn't even matter at all. It's not like Zekrom could get off another attack anyway if he decides to stay in with it anyway, because I'm just gonna switch into my Choice Scarf Palkia, get off a Special Run, and finish this thing off in the chest. You can get demolished straight off in your chest. Did you see the way that Special Run hit Zekrom just now? It's burned. It did mad damage. You get rushed to the hospital too. Oh, they got space too. You can about to go to that Kingsbrook. Kingsbrook is where I live, by the way. So he's gonna go straight onto his Groudon. So I'm like, this monster again. I don't have too much for this thing anyway. I don't want my Kyogre taking too much damage anyway just yet. I don't want Palkia taking too much damage. My Deoxys attack happens to not have a focus sash because that thing is frail as shit. So it's like, what do I do? So I just might as well just stay in here, just attack as much as I can before I get demolished. But it turns out that he got demolished thanks to a critical hit, which is amazing. So you can get rushed to the hospital real quick. EMT is going to transfer you real quick. I'm an EMT, but I'm not working right now, so I don't even care about you right now. But I'm not, I can't necessarily say that really on the field. But he's just going to go ahead and use that Ice Beam despite me being Choice Scarf, so which exemplifies the impressive amount of speed that the Deoxys family has. And that's not even Deoxys speed. That's Deoxys attack. So, here's a chance, here's the point in the battle which I really wish I would have got off the Stealth Rock if the Groudon wasn't choice banded, and if I had common sense to lead up with my Fortress early on, I would have had the Stealth Rock, some sort of entry hazards in the beginning of the game. He wouldn't be able to do a secondary Ice Beam to kind of do a potential 3-hit kill in this case. I wouldn't be at 73, which is kind of significant in the case. Maybe later on. You see in the next move what I'm talking about. But I'm just gonna be able to finish off this thing with the secondary Special Run, which should have actually been demolished by the first one. He's gonna bring in his his Arceus, which surprisingly in my case doesn't have extreme speed, which he hasn't shown me yet, because extreme speed would have definitely finished off. So he takes unnecessary damage in my opinion. I think if he did have the extreme speed, he wouldn't have taken any damage at all, but he's definitely going to hit me with the Judgment, which happens to be, I think, Ghost type, if I say that. Ghost or Poison, one of those. I don't know. It's exemplified again that I have the slightest clue to what I'm doing in Ubers. So I'm just gonna bring in my Kyogre, right? I don't know if this thing's faster, slower, or not. I think it's slower. So he's gonna go ahead and use a Judgment, hit me really hard before I get to finish this thing off with the Thunder, which I kind of really want to do. So I'm just gonna get a little bit demolished. I'm gonna go for the Thunder, and the screen's gonna blank out a little bit because the Thunder was so devastating with me, from last time. You remember it one shots everything, get destroyed and demolished. Really, really. I don't even know if they have space for you at the hospital anymore. I'm not working, so I'm not gonna revitalize you anymore. So it's like, okay, now he's gonna bring the thing that I've been scared of all this time. Gonna put me to bed. He's gonna put me to bed, bad, but not like that. Seriously, he's gonna seriously want to torment me in my sleep. So Kyogre snoozing, yeah, he just put me to bed, right? So he's haunting me with the bad dreams, right? Tormented. And now I'm just gonna switch into my Zekrom just to try to hope that you're not Sword Stance Sucker Punch, because I'm really relying on my Deoxys attack to finish this thing off, right? So he happens to be Nasty Plot, so as he went for that added power, yes indeed. So here's the clinch of the match. So it's like, okay, this is really exciting here. I hope I'm able to survive, get a for choice bandit, outrage on to finish this thing off. Maybe this happens to be Focus Sash. Maybe I can do a little bit more damage. If he is Focus Sash, I definitely would be able to survive this. But if he is Life Orb, which is great in the sense I won't be able to survive this, but I definitely know that I can bring in my Deoxys attack, finish this thing off with the super power, and bada bing bada boom, I will clinch the match right then and there. But unfortunately for me, I made a newbie mistake. I'm a little ahead of the video, but I made a newbie mistake, right? And I saved my Deoxys as Rash. Now Rash happens to be the ideal nature for Deoxys speed, as it already has a higher base speed than Deoxys attack. But when you're dealing with attack, you want something like Naive or Hasty or something like that, especially if you happen to be mixed like I am, to outspeed stuff like Darkrai, so that stuff like this won't be happening to you. But so apparently it looks like I got demolished, so it was definitely a lot of fun. I did happen to lose this match. Viewers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe to PokeMoshPit, and also check me out on my spare time. Also, leave comments on to what you would like to see on the modified text that you guys definitely did sit there and watch, and I'll definitely modify it to what you guys like instead of what my corny jokes happen to be. So peace, have fun.